Hi everybody, welcome back to the Bolt Biker and to part 3 of the teardown and rebuild of the abomination that is Frankenstein, the C90. Today's going to be leg day. Front legs, back legs. Going to get the suspension sorted. I'm going to try and get the rest of the sort of body of this front end all in place. Incidentally, I'm only dry fitting this at the moment. If you're worried about where I haven't been putting grease on the bearings and torquing nuts down and things like that, I just want to make sure that I know how it all fits together, get it together loosely, and then I'll just disassemble it and reassemble it with all the proper Loctites and grease and bits and bobs and torque settings that it requires. But because I haven't had it together before, I just want to make sure that it all fits and it does what it says on the tin. Incidentally, this kit that I got for the front end is from Moped Mayhem UK, and I'm quite impressed with this. It seems like decent quality. When you look at the that's the original C90 front axle, and that is the Moped Mayhem UK one. I mean, there's a fair difference in the diameter of that. It's decent kit, I think. It all feels good. So I've got high hopes for it. It's going to take a bit of abuse during the race, so hopefully it's good. Right, let's go. Front forks. Going to get the tyre onto the wheel. Get the wheel on. Handlebar on. Then I'll do the rear suspension, and then I'm going to start looking at the bits that make it work. Sack the juggler. Sack the juggler. As I say, these are only being dry fitted at the moment, so I'll give everything a tiny pinch. It's all really straightforward anyway. All of this bit is. Just worried about those damn electrics. That needs to go at the back for the disc brake. So 18mm. 18mm. Just going to give them a little bit of a pinch just to stop them from falling out. That will do. Right. Put the tape round just to stop the spokes from ruining the inner tube, even though at the moment I don't have the inner tube. I've ordered 4 new inner tubes, but they haven't arrived yet. So next thing, I'm going to put the disc on. Again, I don't have the torque settings yet, so I'm going to put the disc on, but I will take these bolts back out again, Loctite them and properly torque them down. But at the moment I don't have those settings. Maybe I should have got them by now, but I haven't anyway. Disc got to go that way up, obviously. Shall I just Loctite these and just give them a decent pinch? Yes. Right, I'm working on the tight is right theory on this one. Don't do this at home, kids. Always use the correct torque settings. I'm having to speed everything up a little bit on this build because when you're filming it, everything takes 5 times as long. And I'm running out of time with this bike. There's only 2 weeks left now until the race. And although most of this stuff's just bolt-on stuff, it's still stuff that needs doing in between sort of doing my day job and being dad, etc. So I'm having to fit it in between things, and I've still got the electrics to worry about, and that one makes me slightly nervous. So I want to leave a little bit of time for that. Anyway, so I'm going to get this built up relatively quick. All I'm doing is just sticking the tyre on for now. I've not got a tube for it yet, and it's not worth me taking the old tube out because I'm going to want to put a new tyre in anyway, a new tube in anyway. Right, bit of tyre wrestling. This is for the speedo, which I don't need, but I need it in order to get the wheel space between the forks properly, so it's going to have to go in. Okay. Axle through the spacer, through the wheel. Yay! 17mm on this side, 14 on that side. Right. Just pinched up. Now the wheel's on, I can put it on the side stand. That's what I've been waiting for. Damn, this flipping rig up here is not working properly at all. Right, that's it, finally on the side stand, where I've been lifting it up on this because I can't get a paddock stand on the back of this, and I probably should have rigged up something to hold it more securely, but hey, I didn't. So anyway, it's back on the side stand now. Next thing I'm going to do, as I say, well, this is just dry fitted, so don't worry, it's going to get, you know, torqued down properly, etc. But next thing I'm going to do is get the, actually I'll put the handlebar on. No I won't, I'm just going to make sure that the disc brake fits properly. We got brakes. Handlebar. I've ordered a new exhaust as well, I just did that today. Because the kickstart hits off the exhaust pipe. And the exhaust's massive, old, looking a bit knackered. So I've ordered a fancy looking red one that's going to pick out the little red accents on the shocks. I had to order this handlebar separately, by the way. This isn't part of the front end kit. What you get in the kit is the forks, the triple clamp and the top yoke, the wheel, the disc brake, the speedo bit that I'm not using. Another reason why I've sped this up a little bit is that I had a comment in the comment section from someone who kind of sounds like knows what he's talking about, saying that in the C90 class in Moped Mayhem, it needs to be an engine that is, I think he said semi-automatic, but doesn't require the clutch. So not an ungeared bike, but not a sort of conventionally geared engine. And this isn't a standard C90 engine, it's some sort of small capacity sort of pit bike engine that's been put onto it, and it's geared. So I've emailed the organisers just to double check that, to clarify it, but there is a possibility that I may have to do a last minute engine change, which I'm hoping doesn't happen. I have bought a second-hand old C90 engine for just in case I do need to swap it over, but I'm not 100% sure if it's complete. I'm not 100% sure if I can use this carburettor with it. I don't know if anything else on the bike's been adapted to get this engine in, so that'll be a bit of a bad day at Blackrock if that happens. But I'm just going to cross that bridge when I come to it. In the meantime, I'm going to get the rest of the build done as quickly as I can, so that I've got as much time as possible for that if necessary. But at the moment I'm kind of blindly carrying on regardless, hoping that we're okay. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I hope I don't get to that bridge. I don't like that bridge. Hey, this is starting to look a bit mean, isn't it? It's starting to look like a race bike. Come on! Front brake will be going on there. Loosen those off, I think they're 8mm. And I think that's 8mm. It is. I should just be able to slide this over the end rather than having to take these right off. Yay! But to all intents and purposes, when I've got some brake fluid in and bled the brakes, we've got a front brake. Woohoo! Right, rear suspension. Next on my list is rear suspension. Again, I'm hoping that I haven't done the wrong thing here, but these are 330mm centres, and I thought it would be a good idea to lengthen the suspension slightly. I've only gone a little bit, 5mm. So I've bought 335mm shocks. So I'm hoping that when I take these off, I can lift this up 5mm. I may have to take this exhaust hanger off because that's actually touching the swing arm, which will stop that from going down. Bugger. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the nut out of there to allow that to drop, and then I'm going to drop the ramp and suspend the back of the bike from that RSJ so that I can use that to mechanically lift and get the extra 5mm. Should be pretty straightforward, just swapping out the shocks, but anyway, let's see how we go. I hope the engine issue doesn't become an issue, because this is just meant to be a bit of fun, do you know what I mean? I'm not entering this to win the race. I know that there will be some people that are, but for me it's just a bit of fun. I just want to go and have a laugh and sort of get in the rough and tumble of the race. And I mean, this bike's never going to win the race, so I don't see that it's a big issue if I've got gears on my bike. I mean, what? But I realise that the race has to have rules, I get that. But I'm just hoping that it meets the rules, because I'm already massively over budget on this and I keep spending. I mean, I've just ordered a new exhaust. There has to come a point where you think, bloody hell, is this worth it? Especially seeing as if I can't get the engine satisfactory change before the race, then everything that I've done and all the money that I've wasted, I have basically wasted. I mean, I know I could get it ready for future races and what have you, but this has kind of been the focus of it, and I hope that we can still do it. It's just a bit of fun. Please don't spoil my fun. I might as well take the exhaust off because I've got a new one coming anyway, and it's in the way now, so. And although I don't mind having a bit of a tinker around on bikes, I'm not a mechanic. You know, I'm definitely not a mechanic. There are limits to what I'll do and what I can do. I'm learning all the time, but as it stands, I'm kind of doing what I feel comfortable with. There's more and more and more coming off of this bike. It's just ended up being, it's going to be a completely stripped back bike. It's just literally nothing on it apart from what's required. And maybe not even that. I might take the seat off as well, actually. Here we go. There's not much in it. There's 5mm difference. You can see they're just slightly longer at the top. They're the same at the bottom, but just slightly longer at the top. So I'm hoping that just gives us, I mean, it's better suspension anyway, but I'm hoping that gives us a little bit more travel as well. Yeah, baby! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Right, I'm going to get the one on the other side. I like them. I'm not going to record this bit because it's just the reverse of what I've done. I'm just going to take all the bits off, grease them up as necessary, Loctite as necessary, and then get everything torqued down. So I'm going to get on the computer and find out what the torque settings are. And I'm going to wrap this video now because I don't want them all being too long. And in the next video I'll start getting everything back together again and hopefully deal with those electrics and see if we can get the bike started. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching this one. We are getting there. Cheers for watching. Bye.